Today we're doing something a little bit different. I've been trying to work on my backyard recently, and with kids getting ready to be out for summer, decided to take on a little playground project. So we've already kind of got the posts in 3 places for shade sails, and then we're going to be doing between these 2 larger posts over here. We're going to be doing a slackline course. So they're about 22 feet apart. And then in addition to the slackline course, and what we're going to be doing today is an A-frame climbing wall and then net wall on the other side. Hopefully kind of floored on the inside to make a little fort. So they'll have something to go up and kind of make a whole like ninja warrior course in the backyard over here. So we've already got this laid out a little bit. I've done the calculations on it for the most part, and I still kind of am a very visual person and like to see how this looks laid out for a kind of a sanity check. So it's going to be a 6 foot tall, 6 feet deep, and then 4 feet wide structure. This center section right here is not going to be here. It's just going to be the 2x6 on the bottom and then the 2x4s going up for the sides, making an A. That way it's open in the middle of it so that they can kind of use it as like a tunnel and fort area. And then the top is going to be cut off flush up here, and this will be all joined so that a 2x6 decking board or a 1x6 decking board can go across to make a little place to sit when you get to the top to go over the other side. And then it's going to be essentially 1x6 decking board slats all the way down for the climbing holds to attach to. So again, I've kind of done all of the math on this, but being a visual person, I wanted to lay it out and see how it's going to kind of look. All of this could change, but it's going to be something fairly similar. So let's get going with it. So right here we are cutting the top sandwich boards that will join the top of the A together. All of these angles are 25 degrees. That's what it worked out to with our dimensions, because the wall is 25 degrees off of vertical. We found that was kind of the sweet spot for climbing with our age group. And so all of the angles that are on here, the sides and these top pieces are going to be 25 degrees to make them flush. The top boards were spaced so that the inner was just touching, and that left us with enough room to put a couple of the decking boards, the 1x6s, on top as a little seat and climb over area, with a little bit of a drip edge overhanging so that any rain does not just go down in and behind the board. Right here I am cutting what will become the face of the climbing surface. So these are the decking boards that are going to go on the face of it. And as you can see, I like to use my speed square kind of as a straight edge for the saw. So I will take my measurement and then subtract the distance from the edge of the foot of the saw to the blade and place my speed square there so I can get a nice straight edge running across it pretty quickly. right, day one is done, and we have arrived at a mostly completed wall. So I still need to put the holds on it. I've got 20 of those that can go on there. And then the back side over here needs to have the cargo net added, and I got to get it some more boards for the floor. Other than that, it's pretty well done. I'll probably need to stake it down. It weighs a ton, but I worry about, since one side's open, it catching wind. But it's pretty much ready to use and turned out fairly well. It's a little bit difficult doing things like that by yourself when stuff's that heavy and there's that many pieces that kind of have to go together, but clamps and a little bit of ingenuity with the screws and you can get it done. So I will continue this when the rest of it's finished up. All right, it's day 2. Had a little bit of a break in there because of downpouring rain. So we've gotten more wood. Today is going to be finishing up this backside, getting the cargo net on, and then getting the handholds for the climbing wall. And then everything's ready to use and buttoned up. All right, let's get to it. All right, now here I am cutting the slats for the climb down or climb up ladder, and I am cutting a full wall of these because they're going to be their own spacer. I will go back in and screw in every other and then remove the ones in between, and they're going to go on the inside to alternate so that it kind of creates a little privacy wall, but also so that it can be climbed internally as well, so they can kind of hang around on it like a jungle gym. Now the pieces that I'm cutting here are the blocking for attaching the eye bolts for the cargo net to. I'm trying to figure out the best place for that. And this ended up being completely unnecessary. As you'll see later on, we ended up not using the cargo net. And so this blocking just kind of is there, and this was a lot of annoyance and hassle trying to get these screws toenailed and everything in there, only to then not use it. So if you're not using a cargo net in this place, then you don't need these. And the reason we ended up with not going with the cargo net is actually because it hung too loosely, and it seemed like it was kind of more of a hazard than a fun thing to play on. All right, so pretty much everything's done on the other side of this, and the flooring has all been cut. Unfortunately, I forgot a case of screws, so I got to go back to the store to get those. But in the meantime, I am going to attach the handholds. I just picked these up on Amazon, and they're a really neat handhold. They attach with 2 bolts. And they have a cap that goes through that keeps small fingers from going down in the holes and getting stuck, which could, I guess, injure kids if they fell with their fingers in there. So I really liked these. I'll put them down in the description. I, again, never used these, so I can't necessarily endorse them, but this is what I found, and they seem to get good reviews. So I've got 20 of these and a 6-foot by 4-foot wall. Let's get started putting them on. All right, 3 down, 17 more to go. Unfortunately, this is way more tedious than I thought it would be with getting these nuts in the back side of it. And I'm gonna do the rest off camera. I'll report back when it's done. All right, it has been a few days now, probably a week and a half, but the climbing wall is officially done and has been used. Is getting a lot of great enjoyment out of it. So as you can kind of see here, we got all of the handholds up. Took a little bit of work and placement, and actually had the kids climbing up and down a little bit so I could kind of see where they needed to go without making it too easy. I did want it to be, you know, a little bit of a challenge for them to get up and down it. And then around this side, we actually swapped the net out right here. We swapped the net out for some like platform steps. So we've got the ladder right here that is inside and outside, so they can kind of climb around on the inside too and hang upside down and things. And then the steps right here are so they can actually like stand and go up and down, so that when there's two kids climbing on it and stuff, it's not somebody staying on the ladder. We also noticed that a lot of times they just kind of want to hang out on it and at the top of it and look around over the fence and stuff. And so having a good like platform that they can stand on worked really well, way more than them just occupying the ladder the whole time. Inside is completely floored, and that has worked out really well. They love climbing in and out of it and kind of using it like a playhouse, and so that has really worked out great for them. Overall, we're getting a lot of good use out of it, and hopefully will for years to come before it has to become something else or firewood. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.